According to the official objectives for the MTA by Microsoft, it says understand FAT32, Ntfs, and REFS file systems. Well, first of all, a file system is just the set of rules by which files are recorded on some sort of storage medium. And I found that in the past anyway, this what it says there is not precisely accurate as what you need to know. The things that I have in red and bold here, I also put it in bold for somebody who might be colorblind, are the things that I've seen on the MTA test in the past. Although it's been a while since I took it, and you only take it once, so I don't have inside information as to the latest questions that are on it. But I have not seen REFS file system information there, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit anyway. First of all, be aware, as I put up here, that this is not exhaustive and that there are variations in these things. So for example, the cluster size, the operating system itself, and so on can all affect these things. These numbers can change a little bit depending on things like the cluster size and so on. I have seen FAT16 information in the past on this test, and so you should be aware of these. The maximum file size and the maximum volume size for FAT16 is both 4 gigabytes. In general, again. FAT32, 4 gigabytes, but the maximum volume size, 32 gigabytes. Now, this can get up into the terabyte range depending on changing the cluster size, but this is the number that we would go by if you were given these questions on a test. Ntfs is it can go up to 2 terabytes and can have up to 16 terabyte file size. Well, now wait a minute. Why is 16 terabytes if it only has 2 terabyte file size? Well, that's because some versions again can go all the way up to 16 exabytes, and so you can see that if we have 16 exabytes, certainly 16 terabyte is a valid number. I have not seen these questions on the test. That's not to say that they aren't there today, because the tests change all the time. I have also seen CDFS and UDFS on the test where CDFS refers to CD file systems and UDFS to the DVD file systems. Now, REFS is fast becoming more popular with Microsoft. It is well, it's not exactly a replacement for Ntfs. Ntfs has been around since the NT kernel, since Windows NT was introduced, and it is still used on Windows 10. You cannot put Windows 10 on the new REFS file system. That is to say, you cannot, this is not a file system that is used for installing an operating system. It is instead a file system designed for mass storage, such as big backup drives and that kind of thing. So servers would use this for file sharing and backup and that sort of stuff. It is very resilient, as it says, not designed to replace Ntfs, designed to work across multiple drives in a large data center environment. Some things that you should know about the capabilities of these things we're going to get into in another video, so stay tuned for that, because we will talk about some of the differences in what you can do with these later on. I believe that's all we're going to cover in this video, except that with those mentions of things like terabytes and exabytes and yottabytes, just for comparison purposes, I've given you kind of a chart here so that you can sort of get those in mind.